Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about the insurance, that is, principles of insurance, and then life insurance, various types of policies we have discussed. Okay. Now, today we are going to see about the non-life insurance. Non-life insurance means it is not related to the human beings, but it is related to the properties. In the first category, we will discuss about the fire insurance. Do you know what is meant by fire insurance? Actually, it is your contract between the insurer and the insured, under which the insurer know he compensate the loss or damage caused by a fire, provided the insured must pay the premium regularly during a specified period only. For example, we can say only 1 year, like that only. So next year they have to renewal again and again the insurance policies. So whatever the amount specified in the policy only, the fire insurance they are, that is they may compensate the loss, not over the above loss whatever is incurred. Now for taking fire insurance, they must satisfy two conditions. What are the two conditions? That is, there must be actual loss. கண்டிப்பா loss வந்து ரியலா நடந்திருக்கணும். So the fire must be accidental and not intentional. That is, without intention, it must be undertaken. For example, sometimes the owner of the stock, in order to get the fire, they may themselves they fire the stock godown like that. In that case, the insurance company will not compensate the loss during such cases. Okay, wow. Now let us see the various essential elements which require to be fulfilled during the fire insurance policies. First policy, insurable interest. That is, the fire insurance at the time of taking the policy of insurance and as well as at the time of incurring loss, they must have insurable interest over the property. Insurable interest எதனால financially they must be benefited or financially they must be get affected during that because of that property. அதுதான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்வோம், insurable interest ன்னு சொல்வோம். And the next one is principle of utmost good faith. Principle of utmost good faith means that is both must disclose the material facts about the insurance. And then indemnity. What is indemnity? Whatever the actual loss incurred must be that compensated, not above the over loss. Is it clear now? And then next one is proximate cost. That is only the real cost must be taken into consideration and not the remote cost. Next, we will see about the marine insurance. Now, what is meant by marine insurance? It is also a contract between the insured and the insurer, under which the insurer he compensate the loss which are caused by the marine losses. In that case, provided the insured must pay the premium regularly, so that the insurer may give guarantee to make good the loss whatever arises from marine perils or perils of the sea. What do you mean by perils? Various damages happened during the voyage of the ship. Okay, that is the perils in சொல்வோம். நிறைய distractions, damages ன்னு சொல்லலாம். Now let us see what are the various perils. Sometimes there may be possibility of collision of ship with rock, or even fire may be happen to the ship, or the ship may be attacked by the enemies. Is it clear? So in that case, what is the consequence of these perils? These perils may cause damage or destruction or disappearance of the ship. சில தடவை பார்த்தோம்னா ஷிப்பே இருக்கிற இடம் தெரியாம போயிடும். And then cargo means goods, whatever the goods which are transported in the ship. And then non-payment of freight charges means whatever the charges paid in the transferring the goods, and the goods ஓட பேப்பர் எடுத்துன்னு வர charges தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்வோம், freight charges சொல்லுவோம். So through these marine losses, the insurer they compensate the loss for the complete, for recovering any complete loss or any partial loss whichever is happened during the voyage of the ship. அப்போ ஒரு இன்சூரர் என்ன பண்ணுவாரு, அட்லீஸ்ட் ஃபுல் டிபெண்ட் அப்பான் த டேமேஜ் காஸ்ட் டு த ஷிப்பு பொறுத்து என்ன பண்ணுவாரு, ஃபுல் லாஸும் காம்பன்சேட் பண்ணலாம். ஆர் சம்டைம்ஸ் ஒரு பகுதி வாட் எவர் இஸ் டேமேஜ் அதுக்காக மட்டும் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கலாம், அந்த டேமேஜை ரெக்கவர் பண்ணலாம். இது டிபெண்ட்ஸ் அப்பான் த டெசிஷன் ஆஃப் த insurance, that is insurance company. So what are the required essential elements which is to be fulfilled during the marine insurance? The same as the fire insurance only ma. So in that case there must be insurable interest and they must be utmost good faith, and then next one is proximate cost must be taken into consideration and only the actual loss must be compensated. So in that case there are various types of insurance, that is not very important, but you highlight about the insurance. I will highlight it. For example, we can say hull or ship insurance. That means hull means whatever the damages happen to the ship, that is known as hull insurance. And then cargo means what is that? Already I said cargo na in goods oda damages பொறுத்து அதுக்காக ஒரு காம்பன்சேஷன் கொடுக்கறது தான் இந்த கார்கோ இன்சூரன்ஸ்னு சொல்றது. And then next one is freight insurance. Sometimes the ship, that is the captain of the ship must be aware about the freight charges. Sometimes if the ship is damaged means the freight charges will not be given. In that case the insurance may be taken for the freight charges. Next we will see about the health insurance. Now what is the need for taking the health insurance? The health insurance is a contract between the insured and the insurer, provided the insured compensate the whatever is affected to the life of the person. That is health insurance at an agreed payment. That is the insured must pay the premium regularly. For example, sometimes disability may be arised because of the illness, or sometimes accidents may be incurred to the life of a person. So in that case it may be a peril to the family. என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கப்பா, ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக ஒரு ஆக்சிடென்ட் நடந்தாலோ இல்லை சீரியஸ் இல்னஸ் இருந்தாலோ கண்டிப்பா மெம்பர்ஸ், தட் இஸ் த ஃபேமிலி பிரெட் வினர் ஆஃப் த ஃபேமிலி இஸ் அஃபெக்டட் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக த ஹோல் ஃபேமிலி வில் பி அஃபெக்டட். So only the health insurance they provides compensation. That is what is the consequence of this affected? It not only cuts off the income but also it creates a lot of medical expenses. கண்டிப்பா என்ன ஆகும், இன்கம் இல்லாம போயிடும். அதே போல பார்த்தோம்னா நிறைய மெடிக்கல் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன ஆகும், இன்கர் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். So in that case this health insurance is taken only to safeguard against the rise arising from the medical cost. Okay va? So in that case the health insurance it provides risk against unforeseen medical expenses. நம்ம எதிர்பார்க்க கூடாத மெடிக்கல் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் வந்ததுன்னா அதை காம்பன்சேட் பண்றதா என்னது, இந்த ஹெல்த் இன்சூரன்ஸோட வேலைன்னு சொல்லலாம். பிகாஸ் இட் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி இட் காம்பன்சேட், இட் ப்ரொவைட்ஸ் இன்கம் டு த ஃபேமிலி by providing the insurance, that is health insurance. For example, let us see the various types of insurance. First one is individual mediclaim. Individual mediclaim, it is given to the individual, that is life of the individual. Suppose if the income of the individual is affected, that time the mediclaim insurance is given to an individual. And then next one is family future policy. That is, it is given for the whole entire members of the family to risk against the medical losses. Okay va? And then last one is disability income. That means disability income is, suppose if a family breadwinner is totally disabled, means this insurance it provides as a substitute to provide the income to the family members. Okay va? In that case how the medical insurance, that is the health insurance, can be settled அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா, it can be settled in two ways. ரெண்டு வழியா நம்ம செட்டில் பண்ணலாம். First one is cashless. Cashless means mostly பார்த்தோம்னா it is approved by the TPA. TPA means a person who acts as a middleman between the insured and the insurer. That is so in that case all the hospital, everything, medical settlements will be settled with the TPA member. So he only compensate to the insured family. And then last one is reimbursement. Reimbursement na suppose if the health is affected, the person himself he pays off everything bill or everything to the hospitality. In that case So afterwards he can reimburse the whatever the medical expenses he has paid to the hospital from the insurance company. In that case, no, because what is the consequence அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா in the mid 80s எல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்னா whatever the hospitals they were run only by the government, so medical treatment were given at free of cost தான் கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க. And because of the existence of the private hospitalities, there is a need for the public to take the health insurance. So many insurance company, no, they have offered many mediclaims insurance as a product in order to get benefits. So this is the explanation about the health insurance. Next, we will see about the crop insurance. So now what is meant by crop insurance? Actually, it is a financial support to the farmers in case of a crop failure due to drought or flood. Now recently you have witnessed about the Nivar cyclone. What was the consequences made by this Nivar cyclone? You have witnessed in the TV and all. Most of the whatever the paddy fields, everything was destroyed because it is meant for the harvesting. During that period only this unexpected Nivar cyclone has come. இதனால என்னாச்சு, ஃபார்மர்ஸ் எல்லாருமே அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்காங்க. எல்லா தோட்டல இருந்து எல்லாம் மோஸ்ட்லி பார்த்தோம்னா எல்லா பேடி ஃபீல்ட்ஸ், வீட், மில்லட்ஸ், ஆயில் சீட்ஸ், பல்சஸ் எதெல்லாம் இருக்கோ அதெல்லாம் மோஸ்ட்லி இட் அஃபெக்டட். தட் இஸ் டு த through the route Pondicherry to the Puducherry to Tamil Nadu route only. So the farmers were affected. No, during that case, what is the compensation given by this insurance companies? Suppose if the farmers have taken this insurance policy, no, in that case, whatever the damages happen to the crop failure, no, because of these natural calamities, the government, that is the government, even the government nowadays they are providing compensation. Of course, it is not enough na solana. ஆனால் இந்த crop insurance எடுத்தோம்னா whatever the damages happen to the crop failure up to the whatever the amount they have taken, no, that is given as the compensation. இதுதான் benefit, farmers will be benefited. Okay va? Now let us see the various terms used in the insurance. First one is nomination. Nomination as per section 39, that is Insurance Act 1938 பிரகாரம் பார்த்தோம்னா it is a process of appointing a person or nominating a person as a nominee. Suppose if the insured has taken a life of the policy, means sometimes unexpected death may happen. In that case, the policies may be taken in the nominee. He may appoint a nominee. So whatever, suppose if death occurs only, the whatever the amount they have taken, no, it may be given to the nominee. Suppose if the death is not happened and the policy amount matures, means during that time the insured himself gets the full amount of the policy. That is, amount of the policy is not given to the nominee. Nomineeக்கு கண்டிப்பா கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. மெச்சூர் ஆனா அவரே எடுத்துக்குவாரு. ஓகேவா? And then next one is surrender value. What is meant by surrender value? It is the cash value of the policy which is payable to the policyholder. Suppose if he decides to terminate the contract, in that case it is usually obtained, from the paid value by applying a percentage factor. Sometimes in that case அவர் in between பணம் வேணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சாருன்னா அப்பா அவர் என்ன பண்ணலாம், தன்னோட பாலிசியை சரண்டர் பண்ணிருக்கலாம். அப்பா ஒரு certain percentage calculationோட அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அந்த அமௌண்ட்டை காம்பன்சேட் பண்ணுவாங்க, இன்சூரருக்கு கொடுப்பாங்க. That's all. The next topic we will see about the various causes which are affected to the business. Okay, some first one is natural causes, and then second one is human causes, and then third one is economic causes, and then fourth one is other causes. Okay, now let us see the first one is natural causes. எதெல்லாம் இயற்கையா ஒரு காரணங்கள் இருக்கு, எதெல்லாம் பிசினஸ்க்கு இயற்கை என்னென்ன அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். First one is sometimes human beings, we are the human beings, we have little control over the natural calamities. இயற்கை சீற்றங்கள் மேல நம்மளுக்கு கண்ட்ரோல் இருக்குன்னா நம்ம சொல்லவும் முடியாது. Like flood or earthquakes, and then lightning and heavy loss, etc. In that case, these result the heavy loss to the property to the life and as well as to the business. ஸோ இந்த காரணங்களால நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா கண்டிப்பா பிசினஸ் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும் தான் சொல்ல முடியும். அன்எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் as for example we have witnessed the லாக்டவுன் பீரியட்ல என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா என்டையர் பிசினஸ் have been stopped தான் சொல்ல முடியும். யாரெல்லாம் எவ்வளவு ஏர்ன் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்களோ அவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து அஃபெக்ட் ஆனாங்க தான் சொல்ல முடியும். ஈவன் ஃப்ரம் த மிடில், தட் இஸ் ஸ்மால் ஸ்கேல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் டு த large scale industries. So this is also a reason which may be caused to the business risk ன்னு சொல்லலாம். ஓகேவா? And then next one is human causes. Sometimes no, human beings may also be the main causes for the success of the business, we can say. என்ன எதெல்லாம் நம்ம ஹியூமன் காசஸ்ன்னு சொல்லலாம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அன்எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் ஈவெண்ட்ஸ் மே பி ஹேப்பன்ட். சம்டைம்ஸ் டிஸ்ஆனஸ்டி ஆஃப் த பர்சன்ஸ் தோஸ் ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங், அண்ட் தென் கேர்லெஸ்னஸ் ஆர் நெக்லிஜென்ஸ் ஆஃப் த எம்ப்ளாயீஸ், அண்ட் தென் ஈவன் ஸ்டாப்பேஜ் ஆஃப் த ஒர்க் டியூ டு த பவர் ஃபெயிலியர் மே பி ஹேப்பன்ட், அண்ட் தென் ஸ்ட்ரைக்ஸ், losses, and then sometimes managerial inefficiency may be happened. இப்போ நம்ம ஹியூமன் காசஸ்னால நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம், இது மாதிரி ஏமாற்றம் கொடுக்க வேண்டியது, சில பேர் ஹானஸ்டியா உழைக்காம இருக்கிறது, இல்ல ஸ்ட்ரைக் நடக்கிறது, இல்லாட்டா பவர் ஃபெயிலியர் ஆகிறது, இது மாதிரி நிறைய ரீசன்ஸ்னால நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம், பிசினஸ்க்கு ஒரு காரணம் தான் சொல்ல முடியும். பிசினஸ் இடர்பாடுகள் ஏற்படுறதுக்கு ஒரு காரணம் தான் சொல்லலாம். And then next one is economic causes. What are the economic causes? We can say sometimes uncertainties relating to the demand for goods, and then even competition, and then price, and then next one is sometimes even there is a delay in the collection of dues from the customers கிட்ட இருந்து நம்ம என்ன பொருளாதார காரணங்கள் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லலாம். சம்டைம்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணலாம், டிமாண்ட் வந்து நம்ம எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் லெவல்ல வந்து நம்ம என்ன சொல்லலாம், டிமாண்ட் நமக்கு இருக்காதுப்பா. அப்ப நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும், we cannot run the business effectively. sometimes customers என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அவங்க வந்து டிலே பண்ணுவாங்க, எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து சப்ளை பண்றது இல்ல பணம் செட்டில் பண்றது கூட அவங்க டிலே பண்ணலாம். ஆர் சம்டைம்ஸ் there may be changes in the technology changes இருக்கலாம், or productions in that financial problems may be arise தான் சொல்லலாம், because there may be a rise in the interest rate. sometimes சில இடத்துல பார்த்தோம்னா பிசினஸ்க்காக என்ன பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க, கடன் வாங்கியிருப்பாங்க. கடன் வாங்கும் போது அவங்களுக்கு என்ன இருக்கும், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட் அதிகமா சார்ஜ் பண்ணுவாங்க. sometimes they have to pay to the higher taxes to the government in the result of this, and then these causes it may result in higher unexpected cost of operating the business. அப்ப என்ன ஆகும், நம்மளால பிசினஸ் ரன் பண்ணவே முடியாம போயிடும். இதனால பிசினஸ் நிறைய இடர்பாடுகள் ஏற்படும். பொருளாதார காரணங்கள் நிறைய தான் நம்ம சொல்லலாம். ஓகேவா? and then next one is we can see where the various causes. அப்படி sometimes political disturbances இருக்கலாம். ஒரு நல்ல பிசினஸ் ரன் ஆகுதுன்னா there may be interference of the political parties இருக்கும். sometimes mechanical failures இருக்கலாம், and then sometimes even fluctuations in the exchange rates, so it automatically affects the business. Is it clear now? Next we will see the topic IRDAI. What is the expansion of IRDAI? That is Insurance Regulatory Development and Authority of India. Actually, it is a statutory, independent and apex body. What is mean by apex body? It is the head of all the insurance companies. அதுதான் நம்ம apex body, உச்சி அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம் பத்தியா, அதுதான் நம்ம apex bodyன்னு சொல்லுவோம். So what is the purpose of starting this? It governs and regulates and supervises the insurance industry in India. So actually, it was constituted only in the year 2000 only by passing the Parliament of India Act called IRDAI Act 1991. Presently, the headquarters of this IRDAI is located in Hyderabad. Okay, organizational setup of the IRDAI. Actually, the organization setup means it is a 10-member body only, and it consists of one chairman. The chairman, he should be a chairman for 5 years only, and the maximum age is limited to only 60 years. Okay, and then next one is 5 whole-time members. They cannot work for 5 years because it is not restricted, and then maximum age limit for these members is restricted to 62 only. And then next one is 4 part-time members. 4 part-time members, they also can work more than 5, that is not more than 5 years. Okay, va? That is part-time members. So mostly, the chairman and the members of the IRDA are appointed by the government of India. So what is the purpose of starting this IRDA? Only to provide the interest to the policy holders, and it provides protection to the insurance companies, and it regulates all the insurance companies. Is it clear? So up to this, we can conclude this topic, insurance. Hope students, you have understood whatever is taken. Okay, va? And then in the next class we'll see the next chapter.